Olá, sejam bem-vindos a Vamos Jogar The Stanley Parable. Esse aqui é um jogo parecido com o Gone Home, que eu já trouxe pro canal, só que parece que é mais estranho ainda. Então, vamos ver. Começar o jogo. Nunca é o fim. Nunca é o fim. Certo.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Droga. Podia ter legenda.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Certo.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
Pô,
this
é jogo do Brasil e não avisaram o cara?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Certo. Então controlamos um homem chamado Stanley, que é o funcionário 427. Não dá pra... Aqui, 427. Ele fica aqui o dia inteiro batucando no teclado, com ordens vindas de um computador que devia aparecer por aqui uma câmera, mas enfim, ele fica aqui digitando o dia inteiro e esse é o trabalho dele. Não tem não tem legendas. Certo, não temos legendas. Então vai ter que ser assim, meu. Sala trancada, sala trancada.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Pô, é meio sensível demais esse teclado. Enfim.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ok, desliguei o computador do cara. Meio velhinho esses computadores, hein? Bom, vamos ver. Ninguém por aqui. Desliguei. Vamos economizar energia, né, gente? O computador ou só o teclado? Acho que... Enfim, o de baixo desligou a luz, então deve ser o computador que eu tô desligando. Mas eu não consigo ligar de novo. Opa, subi na mesa. Vamos rastejando. Vamos agachados, na verdade. Pô, pera aí, vamos bater a cabeça aqui. Não podemos bater a cabeça. Não podemos abrir essa porta. Não podemos fazer nada, basicamente. Estranho. A não ser que seja outro botão que eu não esteja apertando.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
E se eu quiser entrar na direita?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Opa!
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ok, então bom. Rebelde agora. E se eu não quiser ir na porta da esquerda? O que você vai fazer? Descobrimos o que ele vai fazer. Bom, pelo menos não matou o nosso personagem, né? Stanley foi pra porta da esquerda, mas no meio do caminho resolveu ir pra direita. e um assassino matou ele.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ok.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Certo. Aí temos duas portas. Esta e esta. Barulho é esse? Não gostei desse barulho. Aqui parece meio sinistrão. Vamos por aqui, vai.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nossa. Tô indo pra caminhos cada vez mais bizarros, hein?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Left. Bom, única porta que tem, né?
Oh, no. No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Ok.
No.
Filha da mãe, para com isso, pô!
Right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Bom, a única porta que resta é essa aqui.
Now, let's see. We went down right, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ah. Pronto. Aí temos uma van aqui. Uma portinha. Whoa!
No! This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Fire, E. Bom, pelo menos não sou eu, é o 104.
Rubbish now.
Cadê o 247?
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ok, acho que voltou tudo. Então tá.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vamos ser mais obedientes dessa vez.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Hey.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Sim.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ok, várias portas. Aquelas outras não estavam abertas, hein? Eu disse que eu ia ser obediente, não vou não. Vou por essa porta que não tinha sido aberta antes. Por que não? Opa, que isso? Ah, uma cadeira. Ok. Várias portinhas aqui.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Reinício de novo. Ô, filha da mãe. Ok.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vejamos. Agora não temos portas. Que legal.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Voltar. Tá bom. Não, o resto tá tudo ok, o narrador.
Aha!
Opa.
I knew we'd miss something.
Certo,
The
tem uma porta nova.
story. Here it comes. No, wait,
Hey.
never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Tá bom. Opa!
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
Sei lá.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! Hey! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Legal.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
Então, vamos lá. Ok.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line.
E se eu não
How simple
quiser?
is that?
Bom, chega de rebeldia, vamos seguir o que o cara fala, vai.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
Várias voltas essa.
That got a bit weird back there.
Aqui.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what?
Zig-zag,
I think what
zig-zag,
we need
zig-zag.
right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Opa! Essa música, de repente. Coisa sem sentido. Ok.
Cut the music. Go back
the
and
music.
look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Sim,
No.
estamos de volta.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Opa! Voltamos pra essa sala de novo.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Ok, recomeçar. Vejamos.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Vamos ver.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
E um monte
What
de
do you want
parede
our story to be?
bege.
Go
E
wild.
apenas isso.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
Linha
Stanley,
amarela de
I'd
novo.
also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Tá falando pra não seguir a linha. Ó, a linha acabou também.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just
Don't
walk
be-
in circles for a minute. Okay,
Não, não vou andar
so
em
I know
círculos.
that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Ok.
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Então vamos. Opa. Finais confusos. Ah, estou jogando a 16... Bom saber pra controlar o vídeo.
What's this?
Certo, toda a linha que eu fiz aqui.
Ending. You're telling me
Opa!
this is?
Depois de um longo tempo, o Stanley morre.
Giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times?
Ih.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
Xiii,
My
peraí.
mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the
estamos
game
no
to
quarto
keep
aqui, ó.
restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Depois da quarta
I don't want to
vez
be
que
trapped like this.
reiniciamos,
I won't
encontramos
restart the game.
o
I
final
won't do it.
confuso.
I won't do it. I won't do it. And the time return
Opa!
stopped. Does that mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Não sei.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Eita. Certo. Cá
All of
estamos
his
de novo.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vamos lá.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Certo, esse aqui é o que eu devia ter feito logo de início. E chegamos
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Chegamos na sala de
Feeling a
reunião.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ok. Isso aqui não vai levar para lugar algum. Sala das vassouras. Não vou entrar aí.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs. Oh, uma sala bacana, hein? Esse aqui deve ser o da secretária.
Stepping
Biblioteca.
into his
Ei!
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Acho que é 2185 que ele falou, né? Ele falou alguma coisa.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Não, 2845.
2845.
2845. Sim. Mas onde é que eu coloco essa combinação? Ah, aqui, óbvio.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got
eu tinha ouvido que falar que era atrás da mesa. Eu pensei que era na mesa, não na parte de trás da mesa, não atrás dela. Enfim. Desceu.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ok, parece que vamos ter uma revelação aqui.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
okay.
Mind Control Facility.
Prédio de controle da mente. E um lugar familiar aqui, né?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Vamos ver. Esperar agora? Não, peraí. Tem mais uma... Isso aqui é... Aquele interruptor abriu essa parte aqui. Ligar as câmeras.
Monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Certo.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
O que tá... Bom... 427 é o nosso número.
No. He refused to
Pelo menos
believe it.
ele não foi
He couldn't accept it. His
demitido
own
ainda, né?
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very
Acho que não tem nada com esses
And as the cold reality
aí.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Pode ser. Bom, acho que vamos ter que entrar por aqui, né? Controles da mente estão ociosos, esperando input. Vamos desligar isso aqui. Pronto. E... eu pensei que o jogo ia fechar. Como se tivesse travado.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Tudo escuro.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Isso, pra onde os nossos colegas
from the
foram?
machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer
vamos
would
sair do
anyone
prédio.
tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Sei lá, tô com
It
medo de
was
ter
perhaps
um
the
vão
only
aqui.
thing worth knowing.
Não deve ter,
Stanley
porque senão a gente não
stepped through
consegue
the
passar.
open door.
Enfim. Não tem não.
Stanley felt the cool
Liberdade.
breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Ok. Esse é o fim? Um achievement. Beat the game. Tem 10 achievements esse jogo. Eu consegui 2. E voltamos. Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
O jogo deu loop. Eu acho que... Não é que reiniciou como reiniciou das outras vezes, mas... Sei lá o que aconteceu. Bom, acho que é o suficiente. Como eu tava dizendo, o jogo tem 10 achievements, eu consegui 2. Você consegue um ativando os achievements. E é isso. Esse aqui foi o Stanley Parable. Não sei se eu vou jogar mais em busca dos achievements. Vou ficar por aqui. Obrigado por assistir e até a próxima.